Seemingly alone in the ruins, you take the opportunity to send your warriors to pillage the nearby buildings. As your warband disperses and begins to explore, however, an enemy warband arrives and deploys its own patrols in the area. A new round has started.
Round 1 begins with the Hammer Bitches spawned in to find a huge stockpile of Wyrdstone just northeast of their location. Pippi, starting off, moves to secure some. On her way, she runs by a plus 15 initiative buff from Zealous Corruption, before gathering a Wyrdstone cluster in 2 shards. The last shard left a bad taste in Pippi's mouth, but overall a very fruitful turn. Eri attempted to follow Pippi's example, but due to her more limited strategy points, she wasn't able to make it all the way over. Next in line came Nina Ventuswil, positioned at the start on a balcony. In an attempt to follow Eri's example, Nina found herself running downstairs straight into some Breath of Suffering, which gave her a little bit of damage. This did not help her catch up to the Wyrdstone, and just like Eri, she fell short. After Nina's turn, one of the enemies, a filthy cultist, came out and set up an ambush stance near Pippi. Foxy Brown, feeling that it was her turn to shine, attempted to get in range for a charge in order to counter the ambush stance, but sadly wound up activating it. Luckily for her, the heretic couldn't see through his bandages and missed her, which was his mistake as she took 2 meaty swings at his face with her hammer. Lauren, coming last, simply attempted to catch up with everyone as usual.
A new round has started.
Pippi started off round 2 by taking out the heretic Wardell with 2 great swings. She then ended off her turn with a parry stance, wary of the fact that the enemies might be fast approaching at this point. Eri arrived at the Wyrdstone stash on the second turn, gathering a shard and 2 fragments before taking a few points of damage due to some of the ill effects. Nina, probably being the slowest of the party, failed to even reach the Wyrdstone and had to hold off until the next turn. Foxy Brown also gathered a shard and 2 fragments, and in doing so received a movement buff but also some other debuffs to melee resistance and some other stats. However, this would never deter Foxy Brown, as she took the opportunity to scream out 4 Sigmar to her 2 closest allies, Pippi and Eri, to pep up their spirits. Lauren, finally catching up, gathered still more Wyrdstone with 3 fragments. The second fragment, however, decided to kick her in the teeth a little bit. At the end of her turn, Lauren decided to check her perception and spotted out a nearby chest up in the rafters of a building.
A new round has started.
Pippi, having filled her pockets, turned her attention to preparing for the upcoming battle and cast Sigmar's Might on herself and her 3 Wyrdstone collecting allies, successfully avoiding any sort of divine wrath. Eri, having heard about the chest that Lauren spotted the previous round, decided to climb up to investigate it herself, only to get shot with Overwatch fire from one of the cultists. In inspecting the chest, she figured out that this whole entire venture wasn't all too worthwhile with only 3 crowns. Nina moved around the building to scout out the archer's position, and upon seeing another enemy with him, decided to back off and set up an ambush. Lauren headed off in the direction that Wardell had approached from, setting up an ambush for any who may charge around that corner. Foxy Brown opted to join Nina, offering a bit of her own inspiration before setting up an ambush stance with her.
A new round has started.
Pippi moved to join Lauren, setting up an ambush stance near her. Upstairs, Eri found herself under attack by another cultist, taking some unwanted damage. Nina, noticing the approach of the enemy archer Rourke, caught him in a successful ambush. Unabashed, however, the archer simply disengaged and let loose an arrow on Foxy Brown, hitting her in the shoulder. Eriton started her turn, cornered near the chest, with an unsuccessful strike attempt at Heretic Raban. Left with not much else, she prompted a dodge stance. The enemy's leader joined the fight, casting weapons of destruction on his allied archer before chopping down a good chunk of Nina's health. Worried for her safety, Nina disengaged and backed off to dodge stance around the corner. Foxy Brown, justifiably pissed at the archer's earlier shot into her shoulder, came over to bash him upside the head some. Sadly, he had little of value in loot. Lauren Hammerfist turned about, attempting to climb up in aid of Eriton, but sadly failed her athletics climb attempt. The start of round 5 ended a bit better when Eriton managed to dodge Raban's swing, a bit safer for now. Pippi, unable to offer Eri the help of her Sigmar's Might buff, moved to strike at the enemy leader Wildrich. She dealt a bit of damage, but Wildrich returned it twofold. Eriton succeeded on her second swing, starting off some damage on Raban. Sadly, she still found herself trapped, and with naught else to do, she set up a dodge stance. Nina Ventuswil, hurt and in no position to aid anyone without putting herself in extreme danger, held fast. Foxy Brown, getting back at what Wildrich had done to Nina and Pippi thus far, moved around back and charged into his flank, smacking him upside the head for a good chunk of "fuck you" damage. Foxy Brown didn't need this shit from you, she said, before prompting a dodge stance. Lauren Hammerfist, still unathletic as ever, failed another climb before moving to take out Wildrich in one fell swoop. Despite leaving Eri on her own, everything turned out fine as the cultists failed their outcheck, ending in victory for the Hammer Bitches.
Blessed are the triumphant, for in them shines the glory of Sigmar.
Task completed.
The party received some proper war spoils, earning additional experience for completing the objective of gathering 9 pieces of Wyrdstone and coming home with 7 fragments, 4 shards, and a cluster. For only the second campaign, this proved incredibly profitable. The Hammer Bitches all received a good amount of experience, with some leveling up. Happy with the result, the party divvied up the profits and began to prepare for the next day.